Because you don't know who you're going to
Welcome to the Marquee-Production Podcast, a show all about improving your creative skills to become the best photographer, filmmaker, and content creator you can be. I'm your host, Zaidopal, and on this week's episode, we're going to talk about live streaming. What is live streaming? Which program you should use to live stream? Which platform you should be on? But first, let's get to the news. All right, on to the first news story. Netflix Party extension is rising in popularity. So nowadays, with the disease, we have really nothing to do. We can't really go out and hang out with people or do anything. So it kind of sucks. You're at home, you're just watching Netflix, and you kind of want to watch Netflix with people. You want to watch the new season of Ozark season 3, which is good, by the way. You want to watch it with people, but you can't really because you can't invite people over. So here comes a solution. So Netflix Party, it's an app for Google Chrome. So what it is an extension that you would install into your Google Chrome. And it only works with the web version of Google Chrome for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't work with the Windows app version. I guess it just needs to know. It has to be on Google Chrome for it to recognize the extension. So, but I think most people in the world have Google Chrome. So I think we're good on that. But so what it is you download the extension. You start Netflix. You start a show. And then on the right, it'll like pop up saying Netflix Party. You click on it. And then there's a URL that you send to other people, right? And you send that URL to, let's say, your friend. They add that URL. They add it to their web browser, and they connect to the same Netflix video. So everybody's watching the same video at the same time, and there's a chat on the side while you're watching Netflix, which is pretty cool. So you can press play, and people will be chatting on the side. It's kind of like Twitch chat, where somebody's watching somebody play games, and then there's a chat on the side that they're streaming in. So I think it's pretty interesting. I haven't tried it yet, but it's a pretty cool idea. It's interesting. But the other thing is that only the person who's the Netflix Party leader can play and pause. So let's say if you invite 4 people, like one guy can't randomly just press like, oh, I need to go to the washroom, pause. So like you have control over the whole playback. So if you pause on your screen, it's gonna pause on the other screen too, which makes it easier. So I think it's a pretty convenient way of doing stuff nowadays. If you want to watch Netflix with your friends and family, if they're really far away or they're even right here and they can't talk to them, I think it's a great option. Okay, on to the second news story. IGTV releases new update. So IGTV is kind of like the sibling in the family of overachievers. So there's incredible successes like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, who have billions of users, and then there's IGTV, which isn't really doing that well. So if you guys don't know what IGTV is, it's kind of a long form vertical video, or what I like to call it, the vertical YouTube. And it hasn't caught on as much as other apps apparently. And even though it's got the name Instagram in there, it's got Instagram's backing. It's also got Facebook's backing as well, because it's Facebook owns Instagram, which is kind of crazy. But like, the app got a pretty big facelift in the past couple of days. And they're showcasing more of the creators on the app and trying to improve the discovery page. So making content for Instagram is very annoying and very time consuming. I edit videos for Instagram, and so what you have to do is when you're making your video for YouTube, you have to take that video and convert it into vertical form. You just change the sequence settings. But the annoying thing with Instagram is you have to cut each video for 15 seconds. And let's say if you cut like a 1-minute video and put it on Instagram stories, sometimes Instagram only catches the first 30 seconds and doesn't upload the third and fourth segment, even though it can upload 1-minute video at a time, but for some reason it only catches the first 30 seconds. So what you have to do is you have to literally, when you're editing the video, you have to, let's say it's a 2-minute long video, you have to make 8 parts by itself. So you have to cut, like, you have to do in and out on your Premiere Pro, and you have to cut 15 seconds out for each one, and you have to upload them separately, which makes it super annoying. It is honestly very, very annoying. But apparently they're trying to improve this update in terms of, like, if you want to put a long form video on IGTV, you can put it on IGTV and you can link it to your Instagram, and it'll be on your main post page and people can see it through there. So they're trying to improve the connectivity between the two, which is going to make things a lot easier, honestly. But personally, I don't even think they should have Instagram TV. They should just add everything that's in Instagram TV and put it into Instagram. Like, have an Instagram TV section in Instagram. Like, You know how they have stories and then they have posts? Just have stories, post, Instagram, TV segments in Instagram, which would make it a lot easier, honestly. Because honestly, putting up Instagram stories with longer than like 1 minute videos is very annoying. It's very time consuming. I wish there was a way where you could, let's say if you have a 2 minute long video and it automatically just cuts it for you perfectly and uploads it for you perfectly. Because it doesn't do it sometimes. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it actually cuts it properly. But sometimes they'll forget a video and then you're like, oh shit, I've got to go upload that video again. It's really annoying for people who like create stuff for Instagram, create content for it. But Instagram is one of the big social media things out there. So I think honestly they should just get rid of IGTV. It's just not a great app. And plus, like, I like making long form content, but like most people, like especially people like a lot younger, they like TikTok. They like shorter length videos, and YouTube obviously has. I think YouTube just has the market on long form videos, and I don't think there's anybody who actually wants to make a lot of content for vertical video, especially long form content, where you can go to YouTube, which already does all of that, which already makes all that content. So why would anybody go to that? The only reason they would go is just because they want to get the Instagram like connection, right? So I just uploaded an Instagram IGTV video because I wanted to test out the new IGTV features, and I don't know, I just don't think it's a great platform. I think they should just cut it out, just delete that part and just add it to Instagram. That's what I would do. And if you look at the iOS reviews for Instagram and IGTV, Instagram itself has 10 million reviews on iOS, and IGTV has about 1,000 reviews. They're not really telling you how many people have downloaded IGTV because they know it's very low. But if you go by the reviews, you can tell that how many people have downloaded it. And that kind of tells you everything. So on to our main topic, live streaming. So live streaming is another output for creators. So a lot of people, they make content for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And what they do is they edit like video and put it on somewhere. Like it's not like you can edit out all the weird pauses that you do and awkward silences. But in live streaming, it's a total different beast. It's like there's no editing, no nothing. It's just you and the camera, and that's it. And it's very freaking hard, as I realized, because I started Twitch streaming recently, and it's really, really hard to do. And I'm learning more and more about it. And I think it's a really good way of connecting to your audience. Let's say if you don't even have to Twitch stream video games, you can even live stream your own like YouTube show. Let's say if you do like a Q&A on YouTube, you'd be like, oh, I'm doing a Q&A on camera. So you can check me out over here, and then it just makes you more relatable because if they can see you're just talking normally, there's no cuts and pauses and edits, then they can know like, oh, it's a regular person, and like it's a good way of showcasing your personality on longer form videos, which I think is good. So what do you need to start streaming? So obviously you need a computer. So you can use a PC or you can use a Mac, it doesn't really matter. But I would recommend at least 4 cores to run at least 720p. I personally have 6-core Intel i7 8700K, but it struggles keeping a stream going, especially when I'm playing games. So like I run it at 720p 60 frames per second because most things are like, and especially on Twitch, it's been decompressed so much, so like 1080p really doesn't matter. But if you have, let's say if you have an 8-core processor, you can definitely run at 1080p. So I would say definitely get 4 cores at least. 4 cores I think would help out a lot. Second thing you need a camera. So people need to be able to see you, because let's say if you're a video game streamer and there's just like the video game, and they can just play that game. If you like, they don't have, like, if there's a person in front of camera and they know that they're playing the game and they can see your reactions, what you're saying, what you're talking about, it makes it more entertaining and it just makes it a better broadcast. So I would definitely get a camera. Do not just do your stream without a camera, because if you look at most streamers out there, they have a camera because they know in order to get relatability, you need to put yourself out there in front of the camera. So I would recommend any of the Logitech cameras, the webcams. They're really good. So like the C922 is really good. I think it's $50 or something. It's one of the best like 1080p cameras, webcams you can get out there. I have a Logitech Brio. It's a 4K webcam. It's a little more expensive. I think it's like $200. It's a really good webcam as well. Plus it's got Windows Hello. So let's say if, you don't have to type in your password onto the computer. You can just sit down and it'll just recognize your face and log you in. Or you could get a Elgato cam link. Let's say, okay, so let me go back a little bit. So my camera, my main camera is Sony a7 III. So I found out recently you can just plug because it's got USB-C. You can literally just plug a USB-C into your computer, and download the Edge software for the Sonys, and it'll recognize the camera by itself. So you don't need any capture cards, you don't need the Elgato cam link, you don't need anything. It is literally just plug and play. That's it. So like that's the great thing about the Sonys. But a lot of cameras, if you don't have a Sony, and let's say if you have a Canon, I don't know if Canon has clean HDMI, but it might not. So probably the best thing to do if you have your own camera, if you like to use like a DSLR or mirrorless camera, you can get the Elgato cam link, which is about around 180. It's a little expensive, but it's like it's an easy way of just plugging in by HDMI to your computer. So if you want to improve your quality, like I would say first get the webcam if you don't have the money, and then eventually build up. And then let's say if you have a camera, then you get the camera and you get the Elgato cam link, and then you connect it to your computer. So when you do get the Elgato cam link, and let's say my Sony also, you can plug in through USB-C and it'll charge my camera at the same time. But let's say if you don't have a camera that has these crazy features, that's why I love the Sony. The Sony has, you can literally plug in one cable and it'll charge the camera, and also it'll feed you in your visuals. On this podcast, literally this is the Sony a7 III, and you can tell the quality is absolutely amazing with this. So, but let's say if you don't have a Sony camera that does all this stuff, you can buy a mini. So let's say if your camera has a micro HDMI, you could buy a micro HDMI to regular HDMI, and then buy a Elgato cam link, which is about 180. You plug that into the back of the cam link, and then you plug the USB on the other side, and you buy dummy batteries. So what dummy batteries are is it's like a regular battery, but like it's plugged into the wall. So you put it into the back of your the bottom of your camera, and then there's a wire that goes to the wall outlet. So this gives you battery life for the rest of your streams. Most streams are longer than like 2-3 hours, depending on how long you stream for, but you don't want to use battery life for that. But that's why I recommend the Sonys, because the Sonys literally I plugged it in, and it's charging the battery and also streaming at the same time. It's on Sonys are where it's at. I would recommend that. Okay, so let's get to the next thing you need. You need a good mic. So you can go 3 ways. You can get one of those 3.5mm jack mics, which is like those little headphone mics, or you can get a USB mic, which I have. This one, the Blue Yeti. It's a USB mic. Or if you want to even go crazier, you can get an XLR mic, which is like the crazy audio professional amazing mics. The one thing I wouldn't do is use the same mic as your webcam. So like the Logitech Brio, which is this one, I would not use the mic on this. The mic on this is absolute shit. Absolute crap. But you could get one of those $20 mics that just plug into your back of your computer, and then you'll get better audio quality. But if you want to go a step higher than that, you can get these USB mics. This one's a little more higher end. I think this one's $150 now, but you can get USB mics for $50, and they still sound better than Logitech Brio. And if you want to go higher than that, you can get an XLR mic. And XLR is literally, I don't know if you guys ever seen those. I don't have an XLR mic on me, but it's like those audio cables that are very big. It's like this big, and they use it for professional like sound stages and professional music productions. But in order to use an XLR mic, you have to get a audio board. So because like there's no XLR connection to your PC, so you have to connect the XLR mic to an audio board, which has sliders and different audio functions, and that goes by USB into your PC. So you need to get 2 different things if you want to go with the XLR route. And the XLR route gets very, very expensive. Like, let's say if you want to get a nice mic, it's maybe $150 for XLR mic. You can even get cheaper, but if you're gonna spend money on XLR, might as well just get a nicer mic. And then you spend another $100 on, let's say, a Behringer audio board. and it goes $200 for XLR. But then the thing is, XLR is very customizable, especially if you get the board. The Behringer knobs are like, you can mess with everything. You can mess with the gain, you can mess with the audio level. There's mute switches. So it's very. I think that'll be my next upgrade. I think I'm fine. I'm honestly fine with this. This is great for now. This mic, the audio quality is amazing. I don't need an XLR mic, but I know eventually I will probably go down that route by getting an XLR mic. So that's mic. That's what you need for that. So now that you have your camera, you have your mic, you have your PC, you need the software right now. So there's something called OBS, which is Open Broadcast software, and it's free. So you can download that, and you can. That's what I'm using to literally. To the creator showcase section, which I talk about 2 creators that are killing it in the game right now, killing the content creator game. So the first one is DrDisrespect. So as you guys know, I've been Twitch streaming probably a lot. I'm Twitch streaming a lot, actually, not probably a lot. So I'm Twitch streaming quite a bit, and I've been watching a lot of DrDisrespect's streams. So this guy is the 2-time Blockbuster video game champion, and he is one of the biggest characters on Twitch. He's kind of like a Twitch streamer and also like a character actor, because he plays this character called DrDisrespect. This guy with a gigantic black mullet all the way down, big sunglasses, big mustache going all the way down, and he plays like this cheesy 1980s character, and he plays like this narcissistic bad guy who's just like a very macho, and he's talking about like how tall he is, and he's just a really funny dude. He's kind of one of those guilty pleasure watches, because some of the stuff he says is kind of not offensive, but like he's just not very PC about stuff, so he'll just say stuff just for jokes. But like his whole stream is amazing too, like the way he sets it up. He's got these crazy animations and like crazy backdrops that he uses. He has a thing called the Arena, or like the Champions Club, and it's this crazy 1980s synth arena that he goes into, and he has these green screen backdrops that are just beautifully like 3D made, and he walks around in them, and the production quality. He's like probably the biggest Twitch streamer on Twitch, so he has the money to create this crazy elaborate stream. Definitely check it out. He's funny as hell. He's really good at the battle royale games, so definitely check out his videos if you want to check that out. And he's just kind of a guilty watch. Like this guy's a bit of a dick, but he's also really good and really funny as well. Definitely check it out. He's not only just on Twitch. He puts his stuff on YouTube as well, because if you're doing Twitch streaming, you have to create content for YouTube in order for people to find you. That's how. Honestly, to get big on Twitch is very hard to do it by itself, by just being on Twitch and streaming. You need to take that content on Twitch, and you have to put it onto YouTube, on Instagram, and all that stuff in order for people to find you, and then they push them to Twitch, which is a really, really good software, honestly. Really good method of doing it. So that was the first creator, DrDisrespect. So the second creator is Some Good News. So he's a new creator, and he's kind of. I kind of feel bad for putting. No, I don't feel bad for putting it on there, because like Some Good News is literally John Krasinski's YouTube channel, because obviously it's not only regular people that are off work, like actors, they can't do jobs, right? So they're sitting doing nothing, right? So he created John Krasinski. He created this news show called Some Good News, and all it is just good news that's happening in the world, because obviously with the disease that's taking over the world, quarantining the world. Like it's usually about how many cases of the disease are happening, like how many thousands of people have died. So he created an outlet for good news, good stuff that's happening in the world. And obviously John Krasinski, he's a great actor. He's great in Jack Ryan, if you guys seen that. And obviously the Office is Jim. But he always has he's just a funny dude. He always puts up stories about nurses and doctors are helping out with the virus, with the disease. And he has special guests on, like Steve Carell, his wife, and they just talk about the situation that we're living in and putting a more positive spin on it. And it's just really good. You watch the news and you watch YouTube, and it's all about the disease killing this many people infected. We're all staying at home. We can't do anything. So it's kind of like a positive thing that's happening. Check it out. It's called Some Good News. Thank you guys for listening and watching the Marquee-Production Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Zaidopal. And you can follow the Marquee-Productions Podcast, Instagram at Marquee-Productions. You can follow the YouTube channel at the same name, Apple Podcast, same name, Marquee-Productions. If you want to work with me, you can go to Marquee-Productions.com to check out my portfolio. It's still up there. I don't know how many people want to work in this situation, but once this, once this dies, I can get that up and running. And then if you guys want to watch me stream some games, it's like Cole _ Drake 41. I've been streaming Red Dead Redemption 2, and if you guys are into that, you guys can check that out. But thank you guys for watching and listening, and just go out and create.